Burgeoning gaming startup Sony Entertainment made the announcement that the upcoming PS5 exclusive Spiderman 2 will be releasing in fall of 2023. We'll give you all the details on that, along with our thoughts on whether this up-and-coming company can stay alive in an industry full of titans like Microsoft.
Oh, jeez. Call of Duty on PlayStation Plus? All this right now on Gaming News Weekly. Gaming News Weekly is back. We are the best weekly video game news show out there. Every single Monday, we're here talking about all the biggest things happening in the video game industry. You can find us on Fruit Lab, YouTube, podcast services, everywhere. My name is E-Rock the Red, joined by this guy. No, that is not Santa Claus. That's full clip, baby. What's going on, dude?
Well, you could be confused. Yeah, doing all right, man. I'm already having some GNW withdrawals from the next couple of weeks where it's going to be the holidays. We might not get to the show.
I know. I was thinking about it today. I was looking at the calendar. I was like, man, we're not going to be able to do a show for a couple of weeks. But then I got kind of excited on it where I'm like, the next couple of weeks where I just want to like, just enjoy games, you know. I'm hoping to do a lot of gaming over the next couple weeks, you know, our little vacation here. And yeah, there's been so much going on where like I haven't just relaxed and just chilled out and played some games.
Yeah. And you know what's going to happen over the next few weeks? Everything's going to be quiet except for, I'm sure, the Microsoft Activision deal will blow up
and
7 different ways.
Talking about that anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's like a lot of sales coming up for like games and stuff. So yeah, I'm excited to do a bunch of gaming. You've been playing anything good? Anything new? Anything exciting?
Nothing new since last time. One game that I did give a go is a bit of a retro pick. I wanted to play the Pokemon trading card game for Game Boy Color that came out years and years ago.
Okay.
That's one that I grew up with. I remember trying to play that in the car and getting so dog sickly.
Really?
Trying to play that in the dark, yeah. Little screen on a little like fold up light on the screen. But I gave it a go. It was a lot easier than it was with my child brain at the time.
Yeah.
But it was actually pretty fun.
Nice. That's exciting. Now, what did you play that on?
I emulated that.
Okay, you played it on your PC through an emulator.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I played a couple new games, so I've been, still. Marvel Snap, super addicted.
Yeah.
I was just complaining about how my eyes twitching, I think, from playing too much Marvel Snap. But I started, we talked about it last week after we saw the trailer for the new Star Wars Jedi, whatever. I got on sale the previous one, the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Something like that. It was on sale for like $4 something on Steam. And now that I have a Steam Deck, dude, I could finally take advantage of these cheap Steam prices.
Oh, yeah.
So I played a little bit of that, and I'm really enjoying that, especially for not being a Star Wars fan. Really, I mean, I like it enough, but I'm not like a super fan where I need to like see it all. But I'm enjoying it. It's the game is really well made, and it runs great on the Steam Deck. It even says it's unsupported, but once you get past like the EA launcher, it works just fine. So, yeah.
So does that take some extra configuration or something like that?
Yeah, and normally like you have the option to do that, the ability to do that, but this one didn't even need to. I just needed to like sign in to EA's launcher, and then it did like take a little long to boot up the first time. Like it was, I don't know if it was having issues like loading something or whatever, but restarted and it has worked flawless since then. So
nice.
I've been playing that a little bit, and then I just started playing one of our new releases, but I'll talk about that once we get to that segment.
Gotcha.
Before we do that, since this is going to be our last show of the year, I want to talk about Game of the Year. Now, we've talked about the awards last week. We saw the award for Game of the Year go to Elden Ring. But I want to know, what's your personal game of the year? Now, it doesn't have to be like the best game or anything like that, but just like what game did you play the most? Did you enjoy the most? What game like made your year better?
And so I want to go with like Elden Ring or something like that. You know, that was the Game Awards winner. But I barely touched that game, barely touched the surface, like 20 hours. But that's nothing to that game.
No.
So I barely made it past a couple bosses. The game that I looked forward to most, that I enjoyed despite all of its flaws, I looked past them. We're starting to get some fixes now. Has to be Modern Warfare 2, but I'm a COD boy at heart now. I'll play every single COD that comes out, unless they go back to the jetpack stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, and those weren't they were not very good. I knew you were going to say that, dude, because that's your shit. Like, you give you a Call of Duty game, and you're playing that, regardless if it's good. And just so happens, this one's really good. So I'm totally down with that. I think that's one of my most played games this year as well. But, I took off from Call of Duty, the last iteration, and I was all in. I was actually playing some last night, dude. They brought back Shipment. That shit's ridiculous, dude.
Oh, yeah.
It's insane. I forgot how crazy it was. And sometimes the games go your way and sometimes they don't on that board.
Oh, yeah.
And
did you see the other game mode they added for Warzone, which is the ATV, like Rocket League?
No. It's like soccer on ATVs?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Can you shoot people, too?
You can throw like some shock sticks at them, and you can do the boost ram thing and explode them.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, that's fun, and I'm glad that they're doing that. They're giving out, there's a lot of updates coming to this game, and we got more to talk about regarding Call of Duty later in the show as well. But yeah, for me, I had a hard time with this Game of the Year question. So, recency bias. Vampire Survivors, dude. I'm obsessed with that lately. Loving that game. But I was like, I think that's just because it's new. It's new and it's fun. I mean, it's a great game. If you've not played it, do it. I think, do you have it? Have you played it?
No.
Do it.
So.
It's on sale right now for like $4. Yeah. So do it. And the DLC just came out too, and I think that's on sale for $1.79. But yeah, fantastic game. And then I was like, no. It's Marvel Snap. That's the game that I'm spending most of my time playing. And then I was like, no. It's Elden Ring. Because that game literally was, my life revolved around that for the first like half of the year. Like all my friends were playing it. It was all we talked about. It was like, we played each other's games and we like rode around. And, it was just all about who could progress the furthest. It's all we talked about.
Right.
So I had this.
It was a cultural moment.
It was, yes. So I had this really, this Sophie's Choice, and I couldn't decide. Like everyone had its, its perks and everything. Like, but I think overall, I gotta give it to Marvel Snap, dude. That's like I sit with my friends right now and talk about that game for literal hours. Like I'm like 3 of my closest friends play that game, and we just constantly like talk about our decks. We trade each other's phones and play their hands and stuff like that. Like it's insane. So I have to give it to Marvel Snap as my game of the year, which I was looking forward to it. I talked about it a whole bunch before it came out.
Oh yeah.
And it did everything I thought it would do and more. So great year for gaming.
Did you ever expect to give a mobile game?
No, dude, never. And I felt weird about doing it. I did. I was like, I don't know, but like, it's all I like think about regularly. I'm on the subreddit all the time, like looking at new like updates and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's just a really well-made game, and it's a very fun game. And I'm the biggest comic book nerd, so like seeing like all these cool characters and it being, and I'm a card game nerd, so like it just checks all my personal boxes,
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted to do our specific game of the year. It's like for us personally, So absolutely, let us know what your personal games of the year were, and let's continue this conversation well into 2023. But let's end this conversation for right now because we got a lot to talk about. Let's do it. Let's get into our new releases from last week. All right, this is the game that I've been playing a little bit. High on Life came out December 13th on PC, Xbox One, X, and S. This is the game from Justin Roiland, the guy behind Rick and Morty and Solar Opposites. And it's basically like playing like Rick and Morty. It's just a really strange game. Justin Roiland's just kind of yelling at you the whole time. There's these talking guns, and you go, and it's a shooter. It's like a first-person shooter, and you go to these different science fiction worlds, and there's so much comedy in it. Everything is so funny from the very start. I'm not going to spoil anything because the surprise, I think, is what made it really, really enjoyable for me. Right from the very start, I'm maybe about only an hour in. But dude, I'm laughing out loud. I'm LOLing. And it's very, very vulgar. Like, there's like F's every like few words. It's hilarious. But it's very fun, very funny. It's not the best game, like quality. Like, it definitely has its flaws, but I can look past that because of the comedy in it and like how ridiculous it is. So I definitely recommend you check it out.
All right. Let me ask you this. Did you play Gex the Gecko back in the day?
No, I did not.
Well, just describe what happens in that game. You hear the same sound clips out of this gecko over and over and over until it drives you insane. And I'm just wondering, does that ever happen on High on Life, or do you think that will eventually happen? I
actually thought about that today when I was playing. So like I said, I've only played an hour, so it's still like I'm still enjoying all the quips that Justin Roiland is given. But and then I started thinking, I'm like, I wonder how much he recorded for this. Like, if it's going to, because right now it's not repeating itself. Like, so yeah, I was like, I wonder if it's going to start doing that. I will report back. I think it's maybe like 10, 12-hour game. So I'll let you know. But there are different, you pick up different talking guns. So I'm assuming that each one, will have its own voice and sayings. So hopefully that'll help freshen it up a little bit. But it is very silly, very vulgar, very R-rated. So just for me. Okay, and our next new release from last week. Here we go again. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, now available for PS5, Xbox XS, and now upgraded for PC as well. So this is basically the next-gen version. It's got the ray tracing and the 4Ks, all that good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Are you getting, did you upgrade? So it's a free upgrade if you've had the previous iteration. You get the free upgrade. Is this, are you going to do that?
So I played it on PS4, and I don't have my copy anymore. Gotcha. So unfortunately, I don't have it to get the free upgrade. I did try to get a review copy of this, but so far I haven't heard back from that.
Okay. I don't know if I will. I don't have time to play a game, especially The Witcher 3, the world's largest game. But it looks great, dude. I was looking at like a side-by-side comparison, and it looks fantastic. And now it's cool. There's a cross progression, so like you could play it on other devices, and your progress will still carry over. So I thought that was really cool because it's on everything. It's everywhere.
Yeah,
you can't leave the house without playing a little Witcher. But yeah, those were our two games. Again, we're getting into the end of the year, holiday season. We're not seeing many games, and I don't think there's really any notable games coming out between now and next year. So
yeah,
we'll it helps to ease the mind that we're taking off a couple weeks. We don't. People aren't gonna miss. No, you're not gonna miss shit.
Yeah, if anything comes up, we can get back to it.
Exactly. We'll call like an emergency meeting of the GNWs, and we'll chat it out. All right, it's time for the news of the week. All right, news of the week. It's time for our weekly chat about Call of Duty. and its future on Sony platforms. It's basically like, it feels kind of like Sony and Microsoft were married and they're getting a divorce, and then there's like the custody of the child and like Microsoft's, well, I could give them this and I could do this, and
Oh yeah.
that's what it feels like. So last week we talked about this 10-year thing. Microsoft offered Nintendo, Valve, and Sony 10 years to have Call of Duty on their system. And my thought on it was that this is just, the FTC blocked the sale of this. They're suing to stop it. And this is just, a show. Just Microsoft putting on a show saying, hey, we're giving it away to everybody. One thing, so this was announced at the same time, or it was from the same package. We didn't hear about it until now, but that is the fact that they also said, Sony, you could just put this on PlayStation Plus, and you could just have it. We just put it on PS Plus, and I thought that was interesting. So they're giving them everything. This is, again, and I still think that this is, it's more of an act. I don't think it has anything to do with anything, but I thought it was interesting.
I mean, as spicy as I was getting in the intro, I don't know. I figure they've kind of had this in mind from the beginning that Call of Duty needs to be on all these platforms, and that's how they make the most money. They're not going to get people to graduate from a PS5 and go over to Xbox or PC exclusively for Call of Duty. That's probably not going to happen for most people.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they always probably planned to have it on, maybe not the Nintendo Switch, but at least PlayStation 5. But I don't know. I think it's a show on Sony's. It's a show on Sony's side as well to try and play this poor little us card.
Oh yeah, they're absolutely doing everything they can to jam up this acquisition. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Both sides are really, just that's why it feels like it's a divorce, and they're the judge, and they're both trying to appeal to the. Well, I'll give them this, and I'm home all the time and doing all this, and it's like, no, this kid, Call of Duty needs, split. What do they call it? Custody. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't know. But you're right. Like, put it everywhere, make the most money. Like that's of course that I feel like that was going to happen. I think that was just. I think you're right. It was bound to happen. I don't think they were going to keep it for Game Pass. Now, I don't know. Who knows what the future holds for Xbox and Game Pass. If they were really desperate and Sony continued to put out all these, first-party exclusives and stuff like that, maybe they would say, hey, you want to play this, you got to get Game Pass, and you got to either get an Xbox or a PC. But as of right now, I don't think that was the plan. But now that everybody's being so goddamn petty, it could happen sooner than later. So,
yeah,
who knows, man? But it is definitely every week there's just more nonsense about this. And, only time will tell.
Oh, yeah.
One thing that was interesting, and we did talk about it last week, was that Microsoft, specifically Xbox, absence at the Game Awards. Now, we talked about, was it, did they do it on purpose to make them look like they didn't, they were weaker to the eyes of the FTC. But, there was an announcement made by Aaron Greenberg. He's like the head of marketing for Xbox. He said, we have a lot planned to show and share about an incredibly exciting year ahead for 2023. Appreciate folks are eager to learn and see more. Timing is always key. But don't worry, you will not have to wait too long for what's next from us. So, so they did address it. I don't know what that means. We're still waiting for information on Redfall and Starfield. Those are supposed to come out in 2023. We knew about those. I don't know if there's any others that we don't know about. But, they did address it. So we'll see. I don't know. Again, we're just gonna have to wait and see. But I don't have faith in Xbox and their game lineup. I think they're really focusing a lot of effort on this acquisition to go through, and they're kind of things are kind of falling by the wayside with them trying. I mean, it's a lot of money, first of all, so that's a lot of money that's not going to other studios that could be making games. Yeah, again, we're talking about this specific thing every day. Call of Duty, Activision, Blizzard, so we're not talking about new games being announced from Xbox, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I can't think of the last non-Bethesda game that people have been really hyped about from Xbox exclusively.
Yeah. But on the other side, Sony, they're like, we got games too. Insomniac Games officially announced Spider-Man 2. We got an official release window, we'll say. Fall 2023, fall, Spider-Man 2. People were wondering if this was going to get pushed out until 2024, but they said it's happening 2023 fall. Some people said like October, which would make sense. That is in the fall. These internet sleuths knowing their fall months.
Oh, yeah.
A quote from Insomniac's creative director, Brian Intihar. What a year it's been for PlayStation Studios. Here at Insomniac Games, we've been in absolute awe of the work of our peers. Congrats to everyone on a successful 2022, and here's to next year being just as exciting as we continue to get Marvel's Spider-Man 2 ready for release next fall. So, I'm excited. Give me that Spider-Man, inject it right into these veins.
Did you play the Spider-Man that came before this and the Miles Morales?
Yep. So I played the Insomniac's, the first one, the Spider-Man, and then Miles Morales. I haven't finished it. I'm trying to 100% Miles Morales because that's my favorite thing to do with these Spider-Man games.
Oh, yeah.
It's like everything's kind of has a checklist. Every area on the map, each borough in New York, and you got to go through and you got to check all the things, beat all the criminals, and find all the hidden things. So I like doing that with these. So I got to go back and I got to finish more. But man, amazing games. So very excited to have an official announcement that it's coming sometime next year. And I'm happy it's not delayed because, we've been seeing that a lot, but who knows? We'll see, because as we do see right now, we got another delay. Hogwarts Legacy has been delayed again. Just the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One version. Those have been delayed until April 4th. And then the Nintendo Switch version all the way until July 25th. So,
yeah. I wasn't sure if that one was a delay or if that's just the first we've heard of a date.
That's true.
Switch.
I'm not certain either, but that is much further than... So, and we're still getting the current gen versions, the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series versions on February 10th. So, it's crazy that those will be out February and Nintendo Switch not until July. But yeah, it's exciting that it is, for myself, a PlayStation 5 owner, that it is coming in the next couple months, because I was just watching. Did you watch any of this showcase that they had?
No, keep scrolling past the thumbnail. I need to watch it.
Watch it, dude. Because I know you talked before about how you're excited to check this one out. It's like a half hour, and they show just how the movement works, the traversal, you fly your broom or a hippogriff around, and then they showed the magic, the duels and stuff like that. It looks insane. And then they show the room of requirement where you do all your customizing. You could customize everything, make spells and grow stuff to make herbs and all this stuff. It looks really, really detailed. So I was, not on the fence. I was excited for this one, but I was unsure of how it was going to, after it's been delayed a couple times. I was unsure of how it would deliver. And man, it looks like it's going to deliver big time.
Yeah, I have high hopes because this is that you mentioned before. It's not Harry Potter, but it is the Hogwarts Harry Potter world. And this is kind of that game that we've wanted since we were kids.
Yeah.
As far as like you being able to experience Hogwarts in 3D like this.
Absolutely, dude. And the way that they do the spells, like, so they show like the dark spells. So immediately the guy jumps out and does Avada Kedavra on one of the people, and like it just looks so beautiful how they the wand motions, like it just looks really, really well done. It looks cinematic, but also like real smooth as far as the gameplay. Yeah, go check out the showcase. Everybody, go check out that showcase. It's on YouTube, and let me know what you think. All right, next up, let's talk about the PlayStation Plus's, the extra and premium, the catalog, which was announced for December. Here we go. WWE 2K22, Far Cry Primal, Far Cry 5, Far Cry New Dawn, Mortal Shell, Judgment, Yakuza 6, Yakuza Like a Dragon, Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor, Middle-earth Shadow of War, The Pedestrian, Evil Genius 2, Adventure Time, Pirates of the Ben 10 Power Trip, Gigantosaurus the Game, Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire Ultimate Edition, Worms, WMD, and The Escapists 2. And then for the premium tier, Ridge Racer 2, Heavenly Sword, and Oddworld Abe's Exodus. Lots of good games in December, man. I was excited for this list.
I mean, between the Far Cry and the Yakuza, and even the Middle Earth series, just
right?
Pick one and get lost for the next like month.
Exactly. Yeah, those are all big games that you could absolutely, even like the ones that, like, so Mortal Shell, that's a very well made, like, Souls-like game. It's kind of like Dark Souls, but really bare bones. Yeah, the Yakuza games, Yakuza Like a Dragon, I started, and I would like to get back into that one. That's like a role-playing game. And then, yeah, I've never played a Far Cry before, so maybe I'll start with Primal. That one's got dinosaurs, right?
I think, Primal, at least like woolly mammoths, saber-toothed tigers, and things like that.
That's all I need. That's all I need.
Yep.
Maybe just a little bit of a woolly mammoth.
I think 5 has John Carlos Esposito, though.
Is that one?
I think so.
Yeah, that's the one I wanted to check out. That's such a great actor. Very cool. Yeah, so yeah, lots of great stuff in December for that. I don't know if I didn't play any of them from the last month that was announced. So, I mean, now granted, I'm very behind in my backlog of games, and I just keep getting more and more games. So, who knows if I'll ever play any of these games. But I have the option if I so choose it. And that's all that matters. Yeah. Options. All right, next up, it has been a minute since we talked about Netflix gaming, but they're still out here doing their thing, getting their games on, and this was some big announcements here regarding Netflix gaming.
Yeah.
So now, basically what it is, if you don't know, if you have Netflix, you have access to these games. A simple Netflix subscription gets you access to these games, and they're available on mobile through the Netflix app. So they just announced 2 games that they're going to be having real soon. Kentucky Route Zero. It's like a point-and-click adventure game where you're like a trucker going across the state. And then 12 Minutes. Now that's one I played when it was on Game Pass, and it's like a top-down, like a Groundhog Day type thing, where each 12 minutes it loops, then you gotta solve the mystery with those 12 minutes. So those are both like good quality games that you can play through your Netflix subscription right there on your phone, on your iPad. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely a step above like fake bubble burst games or whatever they had on there at the start.
Yeah.
This is the closest I've gotten to just downloading the Netflix app finally, just to try these out. I looked at Kentucky Route Zero years ago, just interested in it. Name alone is enough, just to see what it's about. And now that it's free, it's hard to pass up.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, like, while you're pooping, just whip out your phone, play a little point-and-click adventure game. Why not?
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, and then in addition to that, so they are going to be having Now, it's not officially announced yet, but this article says Vikings Valhalla and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge coming to the Netflix gaming in 2023. That's amazing. Like,
Yeah.
how many people have Netflix subscriptions, that probably don't know that they have access to these like high quality games that are on their phone. Now, I don't know, how good the quality is to like play on your phone if you gotta like use, because I hate the touch screen, like if you're using like a D-pad or whatever on the touch screen.
Yeah.
Not a fan of that. But everybody's got the backbone phone controllers now and all that stuff. It's easier now than ever to just hook up a Bluetooth controller to your phone and stuff too, if you really wanted to go that route. But yeah, because they were talking about, so at the Game Awards we saw that, what was it? Oh no, it was after. So Valiant Hearts is going to mobile, and I saw that's going to be on the Netflix gaming in 2023, and then Mighty Quest on Netflix in 2023. Both of those are new to mobile. And then they said there's an upcoming Assassin's Creed game that's going to be available through the Netflix gaming service. And then on top of that, they were reportedly working on a live service AAA game with a former Overwatch producer. Like, what is happening at Netflix gaming? It's insane.
Yeah, they were definitely putting their money into studios and things like that. It's starting to show.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So I hope it's going to pay off for them. I remember I don't remember the stat, but it was like we talked about how many people are actually using the Netflix gaming, and it was like a dozen people.
Yeah.
Maybe not that bad.
Yep. But I guess for them, as a business decision, it's sort of like Apple tries to do, Amazon tries to do. The deeper you are into their ecosystem, the less likely you are to stop using any of it. Because if you're even like not happy with that month's stuff on Netflix as far as TV shows, you might be like, well, I don't want to lose progress in my game or not be able to play that game that I like that's on Netflix.
Yeah, that's a great point. So, yeah, it's really cool. Or like even just like going on like a long car ride, a family or whatever, and you could just have the ability to, instead of watching a show on your iPad that you're going to have with you, just booting up a game. Now, I don't know if like once you have that game on your system, if you have to be connected to the internet. Probably not. I don't know. Yeah. Who knows? Let's just wildly speculate. But yeah, the options are out there. Very cool. Netflix, keep doing your thing, and maybe one day I will play a game through my phone on Netflix. One day.
Yep.
Now that I have a Steam Deck, that'll never happen.
You can do it through Netflix app on the Steam Deck.
Oh, now you're thinking. What's interesting though? Netflix is doing games, and games is doing shows. God of War live action series is being produced for Amazon Prime Video. That's exciting, isn't it? Now, you've never played the God of War games, but you'll watch the God of War game, right?
Yeah, it's true so far.
Absolutely.
But these other games that they've turned into shows and movies, I've watched them.
Yeah, this one, I mean, it sounds awesome. Like the story, everybody loves the story of the God of War games. It's like, Kratos and his son, and his wife died. Kid's mother died, and now they're out there adventuring. No, I mean, that's not a spoiler. That happens in like the first minute of the game. So, but yeah, so now you're out there just in Midgard. Who's gonna play? The God of War? That's the question.
Jason Statham.
Jason Statham. He's like 5 feet tall. I don't think he can play a god of anything. And it better not be The Rock. I'm over The Rock. I realized the other day that I'm just like, we were watching Black Adam, and I'm like, I don't care for The Rock anymore. It's oversaturated.
Yeah. Shoot, who else is bald?
They have to be
Vin
bald.
Diesel?
George Costanza.
Oh,
yeah,
sure.
Vin Diesel.
That's a good one. I think he might be short too, though.
Yeah. Batista. That would be a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm sure anybody could shave their head though. That's because we didn't even mention the beard. He's got to have a beard.
Oh, that's true.
So, but no, I'm really excited. So it's Rafe Judkins, he's going to be the showrunner. He's the guy that did Wheel of Time. And Corey Barlog, who wrote the game, will have his hands on the show as well. So, some quotes. The God of War is a compelling, character-driven franchise that we believe will captivate our global customers as much with its expansive and immersive worlds as its rich storytelling. We are so proud and excited to be working with our friends at Amazon Studios and our partners at PlayStation Productions to adapt this beautiful and heartbreaking game into a premium live-action series. So, yeah, very, very cool. Because I love like anything with gods and stuff like that. Just like, because they have powers. I like powers, and they're like giant shirtless men with powers. Like, as we all do, right? Okay, so let's expand this theory now. So, games is doing shows. Games be doing movies too? What?
They do be.
Hideo Kojima's production company has partnered with Barbarian executive producer Alex Lebovitch's Hammerstone Studios to develop and produce a movie based on Death Stranding. This is exciting. All these big announcements are happening. Death Stranding, very weird. Never played it. Looks real weird. Now,
yes.
Which one are you more excited for? God of War show, Death Stranding movie?
Ooh, if the Death Stranding movie goes to like a streaming platform, I don't know about going to see it in a theater, but I'd watch it at home.
Yeah. I have no idea what it's even about. I know the guy from The Walking Dead has a baby and there's black goo everywhere. That's all I know.
The funniest way I ever heard it described was Norman Reedus and his funky fetus.
Yeah. And he has to deliver things. I remember that part too.
Yeah, and Conan O'Brien's in it too.
Nuh-uh.
He does a cameo in the first one. Really? I think a few cameos are in there.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. So we talked about it last week as they showed Death Stranding 2 that, it's high on my list, Death Stranding Uno, to get in there and check it out. Now that's going to be made into a movie, I have even more of a reason to check it out. Now, do you think they bring back, I can't think of that guy's name, the guy from The Walking Dead. Do you think they bring him back?
Norman Reedus?
Yes. Oh, yeah, you just said his name. I forgot already.
Oh, like to play the character that's basically him?
Yeah.
Man, how could they not?
Right? What a slap in the face if they're like, we're gonna go in a different direction.
We need somebody younger. Keanu, what are you doing?
Yeah, Keanu. I think they're probably the same age.
Yeah.
Keanu's probably even older. But yeah, I don't know. It's exciting. It's probably not gonna happen for quite a while, seeing as it was just announced. But we could speculate for a little while. I'm going to say, get rid of Norman Reedus. Bring in Keanu's a great choice. Bring in, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think what he does in the game, I could be wrong. I think it's just basically a job. So I guess it could be anybody.
It could be anybody. It doesn't even have to be.
As long as they got a spare fetus to strap to the chest.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. Let's see. Some quotes from this one. They said, I couldn't be more excited. Oh, this is Kojima said this. I couldn't be more excited about this new partnership with Hammerstone Studios. This is a pivotal moment for the franchise, and I'm really looking forward to collaborating with them and bringing Death Stranding to the big screen. So, they said it's, Deadline said it will introduce new elements and characters within the Death Stranding universe. So you're right. It doesn't have to be Norman Reedus, but maybe he'll make a cameo or whatever. But yeah, no other official details were given. But it's being made.
Post-credit scene, the baby's eye opens and it's Norman Reedus.
Oh shit! Setting it up for Death Stranding 2. Even Strandinger. I don't know. That was bad. I'll edit that out. All right, and last up, let's talk about the Steam Deck, my new favorite item in my house. It's such an amazing machine. I really enjoy messing with it so much. Although the battery life, they could fix the battery life. And that is one of the things I want to talk about. So in a very large, long article on website The Verge, if you're interested in Steam Deck or if you have a Steam Deck, go check out this article. A lot of information. But the things that I want to talk about are the things that they are talking about for Steam Deck 2. They're already, they know what they want to make better. One of those is the battery. Right now, it's a, it doesn't last very long. And then on top of that, if there's any issues with it, it's very hard to replace. It's really glued in there. And they've said that, they would do something different in the next one. And then also a better screen. They wish that it had a better screen. Now, I'm completely fine with the screen. It works just fine for what I'm doing. But everybody says, the Nintendo, the OLED one, it's a little bit brighter, a little bit better. But I'm perfectly happy with the screen. I do wish the battery was better, though.
Yeah.
But they also announced, the other thing they said is that they talked about a new Steam controller. So they released the Steam controller a while back. No one bought it. And now that the Steam Deck is a thing, everybody wants a new Steam controller. Which I wasn't even familiar with what this even was. I mean, based on the name, I figured it out. But, I mean, the thing works with any, I could just hook up my PlayStation controller. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. And they were quick to point out that this probably wouldn't be considered like a Steam Deck Pro or anything like that. So if people are thinking that they're going to cram something insane in there, run like the newest AAA titles, I don't think that's going to happen just yet. But this is more like a redesign, fix some quality of life issues, better battery, things like that.
Yep. Yeah, but there was just a huge article about the Steam Deck and what it's all about. Go check it out if you're interested. Because that's it for us here. You got anything else that you want to talk about?
Yeah, I got one thing to bring up, and this is something that rides well off this Steam Deck conversation, because I think you can take advantage of this too. I did a little research. Now, it didn't look easy, but I believe you can get your Epic Games Store, the games in there available on your Steam Deck through some sorcery.
All right.
I'm sure you can find a YouTube guide on it. But Epic's big holiday game giveaway, they do this just about every single year. That actually started today, Thursday, the day of recording, and that's going through the end of the month, or the 30th. So this is going to be a free game every single day. The only catch is you need to claim it within that 24-hour period. And 10 a.m. Eastern time is when the new game is announced for the next day, and it switches over. So if you get on there daily, you can claim up to 15 games out of this, and should be plenty of games left by the time this episode airs.
Nice.
And it started with Balloons Tower Defense 6. Sometimes you get like AAA games in there, though.
Yeah. I mean, I tell my wife about Balloons. She's all over it. She loves that game. She's always playing on her phone, popping all these balloons and shit like that. That's AAA to her.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really exciting. And I did see that there's a Steam sale coming up on December 22nd, which as a new steamer. It's a new Cleveland steamer. I'm looking forward to this big sale. So,
oh yeah, my goal is to turn you into an Epic Gameser on the side.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's no reason not to be claiming these for free.
No, I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna see what kind of magic I need to do to get these to play on there. I did look into it once before, and I was reading about it. I got a paragraph in. I'm like, that's too much for right now. But
Gotcha.
Now that I'm a little bit more familiar with the system, I think it's maybe it's doable. I don't know. I don't have to download Windows, do I? Do I have to put Windows on it?
Don't believe so.
Okay, good.
They had some sort of app launcher that you get on the side, and then that will incorporate any other apps launchers into your Steam library.
Very cool. Okay. Yeah, I could do that. That's easy peasy. I put that whole emulator thing on there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was probably harder than this.
That's what I'm saying. If I could do that, I could do anything. I could play my PlayStation 5 from my Steam Deck. I could play Xbox games from my Steam Deck. I could put Epic on my Steam Deck, too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a pro. All right, but yeah, that's very, very cool. I'm excited to see what the next games are going to be on that giveaway. There's a Prime Video. They're doing one, too. Well, I guess it's not Prime Video. Prime Gaming. has like so if you've got Prime, you have access to a bunch of free games coming out real soon too. So keep an eye out for those. Yeah. All right. That's everything. You got anything else?
Nothing.
All right. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Gaming News Weekly, for watching every episode of Gaming News Weekly. We appreciate you. In this, heading into the new year. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for Full Clip here. Grateful for all the news that's out in the world. We get to chat about every week. It's been fun, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, we've been at this over a year now.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun in this this retrospective, this look back. We can appreciate it. All right. That was it. That was our retrospective. That was our look back. That was our heartfelt moment here on Gaming News Weekly. My name is E-Rock the Red. You can find me on Fruit Lab with my clips. Full Clip is also on Fruit Lab. Go check out our stuff there. Also, check us out on YouTube. I'm at Pop Culture Playground. He's at GameFAQs, GAMEFAX. And then he's probably, during the holiday season, he's on vacation. Probably going to be on Twitch all the time. Full Clip _FL. Go watch him. Killing people in Modern Warfare 2. And killing people in Balloon 6.
Oh, yeah.
All right. That's all I got. Oh, and you know what? Podcasts. There's a podcast out about this show. It's called Gaming News Weekly. It's just the audio version. Not nearly as cool. And TikTok. Check out our TikTok. I'll be updating that all through the holiday. If you've got a hankering for some GNW, go to TikTok. I'll keep updating that.
We're gonna stretch this episode out as long as possible.
Just gonna keep going. What else can we add? That's all I got. Thank you again. We'll see you in the new year. Bye-bye.